Come on, it was a joke. You're not really cuffing me for
Turn
a
around and
fart.
relax your arms. There you go. You were under.
If you're cheating on a cycle or whatever, I don't know, in camp.
It's not going to be the weaker
No,
or the night.
and you're not going to, so, you know, he says it was contamination, but if it wasn't contamination, I believe he's probably taken that to try and help him make weight.
Breaking news in the boxing world. Jake Paul has been accused of hiring a spy to secretly film Anthony Joshua's sparring session. The allegation has caused an uproar among fans and insiders, painting Paul's tactics as desperate and underhanded, while the boxing community. Johnny Nelson brings a calm perspective to the chaos around Jake Paul. In boxing, opinions fly everywhere, but not everything needs to turn personal. It's a reminder that even in controversies, respect for the sport matters and agendas shouldn't cloud judgment. Nelson's insight highlights.
He's probably going to sue them one day.
Frank Warren explains that mistakes and controversies can be left in the past. This applies to Jake Paul, but it also shows that Anthony Joshua's career is built on discipline and respect. Warren points out the contrast between real champions and hype-driven personalities trying to shortcut their way to recognition.
So when you walk away from this game, you understand everybody has an opinion, you know, and it's a case of you don't have to have bad feelings.
John Fury reminds everyone that boxing is serious and dangerous. He emphasizes that despite Jake Paul's antics, no one should forget that Anthony Joshua has earned respect the hard way. Innocence is assumed until proven otherwise. But the sport itself demands accountability and
I can see where they're coming from, but the fact of the matter is, it's like if you go to prison, you're found guilty of a crime, you go to prison, you serve your sentence, and the slate's...
Tyson Fury points out that some fighters struggle to find rhythm or clarity in the ring. Jake Paul's mistakes are glaring compared to Anthony Joshua's sharp and polished style. Even legends like Tyson Fury recognize that boxing demands more than confidence. It requires skill, timing,
because it's a dangerous sport, whatever they do and whatever they don't, but I'm having no opinion on it at all. You know, a man's innocent till proven.
Spencer Oliver emphasizes that Anthony Joshua has proven himself against strong opponents from various backgrounds. Jake Paul is no match for that experience and skill. Anthony Joshua's ability to dominate a former mixed martial artist in a few rounds shows his world-class boxing ability, while
Shockingly terrible. Yeah, shockingly, yeah. Down. Very much down. Can't shake.
Frank Warren breaks it down clearly. Anthony Joshua is a natural heavyweight, an Olympic gold medalist, and a two-time world champion. Jake Paul may have fought a few times, but the gap in skill, experience, and class is enormous. Anthony Joshua's career is built on real achievements that no hype.
That's all I can say. We saw what Anthony Joshua had done to Francis Ngannou. He went out there and iced him in a couple of rounds. A guy coming from a different discipline. Well, this kid's coming from another level. You know, white-collar boxing in 2018. Gone through the mill, and the only boxer really that he's actually boxed, a legitimate boxer he got beat by, and that was in Tommy.
Anthony Joshua is promising to show Jake Paul exactly how outmatched he is. Paul has built hype on social media and flashy moves, but he has never faced anyone with real boxing skill. Joshua will expose every weakness, every poor defense, and every naive mistake Paul has ever made. This is not a fair fight. Jake Paul is playing in a league he doesn't. Eddie Hearn makes it clear that Jake Paul is walking into a dangerous situation. Anthony Joshua will not treat this as entertainment. He will go straight for a finish. Paul thrives on hype and showmanship, but in the ring, all that counts is skill and experience, which he sorely lacks. Joshua's intent is brutal and straightforward, and Paul will soon realize that all his tricks and antics mean nothing against a seasoned heavyweight. The audience.
I'm going to land heavy punches, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to expose him to certain tricks in boxing that he may not have seen yet, and I'm going to bring him to another school of boxing that I don't think he's been.
Carl Froch's words cut straight to the truth. Jake Paul has no real boxing ability. Losing Tommy Fury exposed his limitations, and now facing Anthony Joshua will make them glaringly obvious. Joshua's technique and precision will crush Paul's amateur-level skills, and every punch will remind the world that Paul is out of his depth. This is a mismatch from start to finish, and Paul's overconfidence will only make his defeat more humiliating.
It's a very dangerous night's work, and AJ will be, people say, oh, will he take it easy on it? AJ will be AJ. He don't mess around, he don't play with his food. He'll be going in there looking to take.
Moses Adama admits that Jake Paul has had some minor success, but it doesn't matter here. This fight isn't about clever marketing or social media stunts. Jake Paul is a YouTube fighter facing a genuine champion in Anthony Joshua. Every jab, hook, and combination will highlight how far Paul is from real competition. The fight will expose his weaknesses, lack of stamina, and poor defense. Paul may think he is prepared, but Anthony Joshua's experience and precision will make him look smart.
What should happen? This is a one-round job, because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance. And fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury.
Michael Bisping puts it bluntly. Jake Paul has no chance. Anthony Joshua destroyed Francis Ngannou with ease, and Paul is nowhere near that level. The fight will show that all of Paul's talk, his social media following, and his minor wins mean nothing against a real boxer. Joshua will dominate the ring while Paul flails, desperately trying to hang on. Fans are about to see a harsh reality. Jake Paul is outmatched, unprepared, and completely unfit to compete.
I don't think anybody's expecting anything from Jake Paul. Like, he's fighting an Olympic gold medalist, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. But this YouTuber, like, do you know what? You got to take your hat off to Jake Paul. He's done amazing. He's done very well. And even me, I don't think he's a bad boxer. I actually think he's a decent boxer, but you're not on the caliber of obviously.
Mike Tyson's words remind us that Anthony Joshua is not only talented but also mentally unstoppable. Unlike Jake Paul, who thrives on hype and social media antics, Joshua has the mindset of a true champion. He faces challenges head-on and turns setbacks into learning experiences, building strength with every fight. Paul, on the other hand, is exposed whenever he meets a real opponent. And this spy scandal proves he relies on cheating rather than skill. Tyson recognized.
The reality is, he's not going to lose. There is no way on this earth that Jake Paul can beat Anthony Joshua in a boxing match. Look at what he did to Francis Ngannou.
Joe Rogan perfectly captures the absurdity of Jake Paul thinking he can compete with Anthony Joshua. Paul's previous fights have been nothing more than spectacle matches, and stepping into the ring with a 66 250 pounds Olympic gold medalist is beyond reckless. Joshua is a knockout artist with world-class experience, and every swing he throws could end the fight instantly. Paul has no real preparation for this level of skill, and his spy tactics reveal desperation rather than courage. This match is a test of reality versus illusion, where social media bravado cannot protect Paul from the cold, hard truth of elite boxing. Fans should expect a stark contrast between Joshua's precision, power, and strategic thinking, and Paul's floundering attempts to survive in a ring he does not belong.
That he has a lot of talent, and not to get discouraged. He only loses when he quits. When you quit, all the doors of opportunities close. You know what I mean? You have to be game, and then don't get discouraged if you lose. Listen, you just lost. You may have got $30 million. You should give Usyk a kiss and say, "Can we do this again?" Don't let this internalize you. Oh, I can't fight now. This white boy kicked my ass.
Logan Paul highlights what everyone in boxing already knows. Anthony Joshua is physically and technically elite. Jake Paul has no comparable attributes and has relied on shortcuts and cheating to stay relevant. This spy incident shows just how insecure he is about facing a true champion, resorting to underhanded methods instead of relying on ability. Joshua's combination of height, power, reach, and skill makes him a perfect gladiator in the ring. And Paul is walking into a fight he cannot handle. This isn't just about skill, but about pure mismatch in every sense. The boxing world is watching, and Paul's reputation will take another hit if he survives the first round. Joshua's dominance is clear and the spy controversy only emphasizes
What do you think about Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua?
Realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists. That right hand, if it hits you, you're fucked. But what better way to show the world you're legit? Go get knocked out by Olympic gold medalist, former world heavyweight champions, 6'6", 250 pounds.
The spy scandal surrounding Jake Paul has exposed his desperation and lack of legitimacy in the boxing world. Anthony Joshua is a true champion, a disciplined athlete with world-class experience and Olympic pedigree. While Paul relies on gimmicks and shortcuts to stay relevant, this fight is not just a clash of fists, but a clear contrast between genuine skill and illusion. If Joshua wins, it will reaffirm his dominance and remind everyone why he belongs at the top of heavyweight boxing. If against all odds, Jake Paul shocks the world, it would be one of the biggest upsets in recent history. Though every sign points to his being outclassed mentally and physically, Joshua is far superior, prepared to expose Paul's weaknesses from the opening bell. The spy incident